Hi everyone, it's Natalie here. And again, I've said this before, but I'm here to do a shorter video reading for those who don't really want to sit through a general reading and the length of time that it takes to do all of those cards and pull them out. I think there are some for whom that is a fun process and it's interesting. And I think then there are plenty of those out there who find that to be a little too tedious for their personal taste. So if you're one of those people, welcome. I think personally for me it just depends on mood and available time, whether I find something that lengthy to be helpful or not. But when I have the time, it's definitely my preference. So if you were still interested in a weekly reading and didn't have the ability to sit through that one, you're in the right place at the right time. So this is looking at, I should say, the week starting Sunday, the 13th of October and stretching through to Saturday, the 19th of October. And this week I will be using the Tarot de Saint Croix by Lisa de Saint Croix. It's a new deck to me and it's wonderful. I'm really loving it so much. And I will also be working with one of my favorite decks that just felt right to combine with this one. It is the Messenger cards, which are absolutely gorgeous and exquisite and I don't know, they have kind of a nice autumnal, cold, cool weather feel to them, although this one doesn't especially. A lot of them do, you know, the ravens and crows and kind of the landscape seeming kind of bleak just feels right for this time of year. And this is a deck that really does best when it's used with its guidebook. It's by Sandra Kunz because the guidebook is written so beautifully. I also feel I want to bring in the Amenti Oracle card for the week. So I think I'll start there. So the Amenti Oracle card for the week is I give offerings that are genuine. And the best way I can explain this one is by being able to give and offer things to the world without expecting anything in return. And because we're coming up to a full moon, which is about release and about letting go, and actually the full moon would be on Sunday. So the day that this is relevant and specific to is the day that that full moon energy is with us. And it is about letting things alone. It's letting them go, releasing them, and doing that without expecting that earns you goodness, that it earns you a place in heaven, that it kind of cleanses your karma or makes you a more worthwhile or more loving person. It's really about recognizing that that's already who you are. And so knowing that, can we trust and let go? We let go of attachment to outcome. Can we give something without expecting that the recipient take it a particular way or receive it a particular way or that they like it or that they appreciate it? And likewise, is it possible for, I think we can't talk about giving without talking about receiving. But are we also able to receive from that place, that it's okay to get something and to say thank you? Because that's a really kind of underestimated skill that we have in our society. There's always a sense that, we need to show our worth or our value instead of trusting in our own innate value that we have that's already there for free, simply because we are. We are. So that said, I'm going to give our beautiful Tarot de Saint Croix a shuffle and see what cards it wants to give us for the week to come. So I'm going to give it a good riffle. Good couple, 3 riffles. Still breaking in the deck because it's brand new. which I love. Okay, so I'm just going to ask and hold the intention, what do we need to know for the week to come? And then we can work with that energy and guide that energy in a particular way. So what do we need to know for the week to come? Ooh, it just threw out 3 cards. Wow. Okay. I'm not quite sure what to do. I think we'll keep all 3. Yeah, I think we'll keep all 3 of them. They jumped all 3 at the same time. We're looking for 3 cards, so can't be an accident, right? So the first card that we have for the week is the Page of Wands. The second card we have is our favorite, the Tower. Everyone's favorite. Maybe just mine. And then the 6 of Pentacles. So there's a lot of energy, again, in this deck that's to do with giving and receiving. And so we'll start that concept here with our Page of Wands. So as you can see up here, he's receiving this inspiration or this electrical energy from the clouds and from the environment around him, which is very much how it works. And it's interesting, the Page of Wands came up in the general reading as well. So the Page of Wands, going from this full moon, releasing what we need, let it go, whatever it is, if it's an idea, if it's, let's see. I'm just taking this in. It seems to me that this full moon is probably going to offer some inspiration for moving forward with our lives. So as we go forward this week from the full moon, it feels to me like this Page of Wands is saying, is both letting something go into the universe and also simultaneously remaining wide open to receive. So there's space. There's space here for us to come up with new ideas, new things that inspire us, and at the same time to let go of things that aren't working as we move forward. Yeah, and that's going to have a lot of relevance to our next card. So this may be kind of a challenging week coming up. I feel like this is like disassembling some value systems, and disassembling some things that, letting go of things that don't work. The things in our lives that are not, that are torn down, that are taken apart, are done so that something better can grow up in their place. And for those of us who are on a spiritual journey, that's a regular ongoing process. It doesn't really ever come to an end. I think that happens for all of us, but I think it's especially notable for those of us who are on a spiritual journey. So keeping in mind that, there's sort of a divine plan for our enlightenment and our initiation into an enlightened place that is behind all of the restructuring that we see in our lives. So letting go of things that don't work in favor and in with the intention of receiving the things that do is part of that, So tearing down what doesn't work in order so that there would be space for the things that are necessary to come in and be part of our lives is going to be part of that. So letting go with this full moon and into the coming week is going to be important. Because that is the process. This isn't just a day card, right? This is an energy that follows, I feel strongly, follows this full moon into next week. Just allowing the letting go of things to restructure our lives, to clear things away that we don't need in order that something else that is in harmony with who we are can come in. So I feel like that's very, there's divine guidance that's part of that. It's a beautiful part of who and what we are. I kind of also want to read Lisa de Saint Croix's meaning behind this one. So let's see what she says about the tower from the book. Yeah, yeah, she says it exactly. She says old structures fall down, bringing release from things that no longer work for us. And she says reconstruct after deconstruction or destruction. Oh, okay. So this god sitting in the tower is Shiva. So that is not Kali. I thought perhaps that might be Kali, but it's Shiva. So Shiva is about destruction. Yeah, Shiva tells us that change will bring release from habitual patterns that no longer serve us. Startled ravens fly out of the tower. A woman journeys on the back of one freed from old constraints. So we are this woman flying out naked on the back of this raven, moving towards patterns and habits that do serve us, towards reconstructing our lives in a way that serves us. So beautiful. The way she's written this book is incredible. And then finally, that takes us to the Six of Pentacles, which is about giving and receiving. And it's about relationship, right? And it's about the relationship that's created through that gift of giving and receiving. So this is interesting because in Tibetan cosmology, this is a Yab-yum, this is, well, it's the Vajra family. I'm not sure exactly which two deities she intends these to be because the colors are slightly off, but that's fine. The idea is absolutely there. That this is two gods that live in harmony like this. The God or the Buddha and his consort, who create and manifest through that generous, fluid, seamless way of giving and receiving. And if either one of them were particularly attached to that outcome or that process, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. So they wouldn't be able to exist in this kind of way if that were the case. So as we move into the later part of next week, that our beliefs around giving and receiving are probably the ones that we're going to be restructuring and working with, really. So letting go of how that functions and the way that it should look, in favor of a new idea about that, allowing it to actually be destructured, which may be very uncomfortable. It may involve confronting some things within ourselves if we really want to grow, that are not easy. And then, of course, the outcome being finding that fluidity, manifesting it, and actually living it and being it. So it may not be as painful as it would seem. It seems to me like this is tower with a small t, the lowercase t. So we're just going to go ahead and shuffle the messenger's deck and see what the messengers want to offer to this week. One jumped out right away. So we have number 14, which is this gorgeous butterfly. And butterflies, of course, are about transformation. So let me just see what number 14 is. It works out so well. So number 14, know that it is done, the butterfly. So when we can know our deepest desire in our heart, then it will come to pass. What we desire for cannot manifest without experiencing it within ourselves as a feeling first, as we are the creators of everything in our reality. We are very powerful as we are the very essence of the source energy in living flesh. It is the combination of the feeling of already having what we desire, our clear intention, and allowing what is to exist without judgment that manifests our dreams into physical form. That is wild. This also matches with the so closely with the general reading, so closely. I always post where the actual reading portion starts so that it's not overlapping with the process. If you get a chance and it does sound like it's appealing and you do want to hear it, it's so similar. They're so similar and tight this week. She goes on to say, when our emotions and thoughts are muddy, we get muddy results in our reality. Generally, muddy thoughts are a result of unprocessed emotions within us that need to be felt and allowed to be. Know that it is done, and so it is. So that is our message. Know that it is done. So amazing. Wow. Yeah, really big overlap with the general reading from this week as well. So yeah, let me know how this resonates with you, or if this resonates with you, and I will continue to explore different decks, different combinations. I like doing readings with new decks, for these, because it gives me an opportunity to get to know the deck and to get to know how it reads, how it wants to read. So far, the Tarot de Saint Croix has been an immediate deck. I don't feel a need to spend, I could spend as much time as I want with it because it's just that brilliant, but it is a very immediate deck. It really tells what it wants right away. So, yeah, thank you so much, everybody, and I wish you the most beautiful week moving forward. Bye.